Through this. Hi, everyone. Calling Disco here. Oh, man, we got a awesome show. You know what? It occurred to me that we have a second season going on, Made in America, Mr. Christopher Guerrero. We went through an awesome season last year. A lot of cool stuff happened, and so many events, so many inventors, so many things been happening, and some awesome guests. But season 2 starting up. This is October. Hey, Chris, what's happening, man?
Hey, Carmine, I'm doing good. Yeah, a lot of great feedback. Not only is it made in America, right? We talked about how to make products in America and how to do it where you eliminate the waste, but we've had some great guests on that even, Chris Trapper, right? A musician, songwriter with Matchbox 20 and Rob Thomas. We've had a broad range. Tom Kelly, comedian out of New York City. So it's been a lot of fun. People are now asking to be on the show. So good job. It's been great. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. It amazed me. Usually when we start off a new podcast, it takes a while to build momentum, but right from the start, this Made America and with you and just the name and all the things that are happening. I mean, the momentum grew so quickly that all of the guests were awesome. They just kept expanding. It was crazy.
Yeah. That Made in America now has a new ring to it, right? In today's economy and all the issues with getting products to the US, the cost is skyrocketed. I can't tell you how many people have come to me now and said, hey, how can you help me? Right? My costs are off the chart. I can't stay in business. So I'm happy to try to help anywhere I can. But, we talk about this. Made in America is not for everyone, not for every product. The process and the system that I have and trying to do it all under one roof, and any suppliers are local, so you can react quickly. I mean, we talk about all the Shark Tank exposure and how fast products have sold out, and being able to build to order and replenish the inventory is critical. If you were doing it anywhere else, it's not possible. You're not able to do it, and then you lose thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in orders. So I've been able to conquer that. And I think having that platform has been great. The UIA has been amazing. We just came off of a great Inspire event, 3-day event for inventors. It was a lot of viewership, a lot of members, and great speakers in the industry, folks that have actually done the work and can relate and give information back to a community with real factual information on how to do it. And really some of the stepping stones. I think everyone who's been in this industry has had issues one way or another, right? Launching it, funding it, packaging, whatever. I think if you're in this business, you learn, and we've been able to give information to those folks to help them eliminate those mistakes, which ultimately saves thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Oh, there's no doubt about it. And, I just want our listeners to realize that when, you're saying you will still, even I've seen you said, hey, listen, this particular product isn't for us here within, but you still help them put a plan together. That's what's great about what you're doing. That product may not be good for you're doing, but you have so many connections, so many people. You're not just sending them away. You're helping throughout the whole process.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to make all of products in the U.S., but some just don't lend themselves to the right posture to have it done in the U.S. But absolutely, I think I have a large enough network now that I can send them to the right people to still solve the problem at hand, and that's the most important thing. We've got the big hardware show coming back up finally, October 20th to the 23rd. The Inventor Spotlight area, the UIA is going to be very visible. We've got some pitch panels, which I think will be pretty cool. I'm going to be on one on the 21st, the hardware pitch panel. So, come on down. I know you guys are setting that all up. And then I've got 2 speaking engagements. One will be on Made in America on the 21st at 2:30. And then I've got the full effect of Shark Tank, which will be the 22nd. And that'll be at 2 o'clock. So I think if you want to learn some more stuff and you're going to be at the hardware show, I've got a special guest for the Shark Tank full experience that I would be glad to have everyone that wants to learn a little bit more about the process. What a better place to do it than doing it at the hardware show.
Yeah. Well, the hardware show is going to hopefully, like you said, it's going to be awesome this year. They're putting the UIA, the inventor area, front and center. We've got a big stage for, to do all of the training events, do all of your platforms, all the different pitch panels, and then we're going to go on from there. But the hardware show this year should be great. I hope people are coming down. And there's going to be a lot of different training events going on.
Well, I think people really miss the interaction, right? Like, Zoom is great. It's been terrific. It's been a great tool for everyone, but the interaction of being around people and talking to people and seeing products and being able to explain the do's and don'ts and to show products, it's such a different caveat than trying to do it through Zoom, right? There's that interaction. So I think everyone's missed that. Hardware show hasn't been a couple of years now, it seems like. So this will be big. I think this will be great. And the UI has a big presence. So I'm pretty excited. So again, October 21st, the hardware pitch panel, I'll be on that. That's at 12 o'clock. I think that runs 12 to 2 in the inventor section, and then Made in America. So we'll talk a little bit about the process I use and the do's and don'ts, and if your product fits in. That's on the 21st. So it'll be right after the pitch panel at 2:30 in the inventor section. And then the next day, the 22nd, I'll do kind of the full experience. And we can talk a little bit about that today. We won't make this, this will be a 15-minute, 20-minute podcast, but we can talk a little bit about that full experience and really the full effect of what Shark Tank offers. I've had the benefit of being on a Good Morning America Shark Tank, which they were running on Fridays with individual sharks, and then the actual Shark Tank, and I think I can walk you through the process. It's not an easy one. It's not a simple one. It's having a good product, but also you as the individual, having some presence that shows well on camera.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the great part about it is that, like you said, you've experienced not only the Shark Tank experience, but, you're making yourself visible. And just before even going on, give a little bit of experience when a camera is in your face and that thing turns on. I mean, so there's a lot to know what's going to happen, right? And luckily, you've thrown yourself into that mix a number of times.
Yeah, I go back to my first real experience. I decided to take a little mini vacation instead of start doing, continue to do yard work throughout the summer. I think it was August. We went to Manhattan. I hadn't been there in a while. Me and Brandy went to Manhattan, and so I just want to see the Good Morning America set, right? Because I used to go to Times Square all the time. I lived in Connecticut, so it was always a trip. Now I'm a little farther away, and just, you know how life you get wrapped up traveling. I was traveling 120,000 miles a year. Let's go to Manhattan. End up going to Manhattan, and it was outside. It was early in the morning, looking at the Good Morning America set. I start finding that there was one of the producers started talking to me a little bit about me, about baseball, and I really felt like I was being interviewed to be on television. And sure enough, 20 minutes later, she came back and said, "Hey, you're a big baseball fan, right?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "How would you like to go to a Mets game?" So I would love to go to a Mets game. "How would you like to be on national television with Ginger Z?" I said, "Oh, of course, yeah." But it's funny that little experience led to a call, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 weeks later, and it was late at night. It was a Thursday night, which typically my kids are calling, asking for something, wanting something, right? And it was one of the producers from Good Morning America, and said, "Don't you have a product?" I said, "Yeah, I do." She said, "Well, I remember you telling me about it. How about, would you like to be on Shark Tank Good Morning America?" I said, "Oh, I would love to." She said, "Well, it's next Friday, but I need you to send me a video. You don't have to overproduce it. It doesn't have to be spectacular. We want to see how you are on camera with the product." So I hang up. It's about 10 of 11. I call my team. They want to go in the office right away and work on it. I'm like, "No, I'm going to sleep. I think a good night's rest. I'll see you in the office at 5. I wrote a script that morning. By 6 o'clock, we were filming because I had to fly at 9. We filmed it. We took 10 takes. You used the first one, basically sent it as I was getting on the plane. My group sent it over to Good Morning America. And by the time I landed, Jillian said, "We love it, right? We're going to use it. We'll see you Friday. You're going to be on Good Morning America Shark Tank." So it's like one of those opportunities that you never believe in. And I've stayed in contact now for a long time. And, so much that I even got a chance to propose live on Good Morning America. So I proposed to Brandy live on Good Morning America, and it's just the whole story is funny because I told that to my 21-year-old and he's like, you're never going to get on it. I'm going to let you propose. I said, well, it's worth a try. Text Jillian. She sends me a text back right away. Typically, Good Morning America runs out about 3 months. They have guests already lined up. So she said, we'd love to, but I don't know if we can get you on live. We're booked. And so that's fine. She said, but if nothing else, we'll get you in the studio, definitely get it recorded, and we'll do a clip of it. Well, fast forward 3 months later, I'm talking to producers at 3 a.m. Like Brandy's like, what's going on right now? So I'm just doing some work. And she thinks I'm presenting one of my products on Good Morning America. Lo and behold, she has no idea. I mean, literally, I didn't tell anyone, just my 21-year-old who was with us. I didn't tell anyone. So they're explaining to me how they want it to go. They're going to call Brandy up to the front of the stage. Like, it's not going to be live, but they're going to film it, and then they'll put some clips up. And I'm thinking, okay, great. So I'm in my own head trying to get this whole thing, visualize how I'm going to do it. Then I get a call right before I leave. I'm leaving about 5:15 to get to the studio for 5:30. It's a short walk across the street. They say, scrap all that. You're going to go live. We're going to hand you the mic. I don't know what time, but be ready. Bring the ring, he said, and don't screw this up. Now, we get over there. I'm sitting down. Brandy's looking at me like, you look kind of nervous. I never see you nervous. I'm like, again, she has no idea. I have a box in my pocket. I'm trying to cover that up, right? The whole thing is just funny. So they hand me the mic and they want me to talk about Good Morning America a little bit. So I've known Robin Roberts for 20 years. We go way back to some commercials. I met her when she was in Bristol, Connecticut. It's how I first started. So I start talking a little bit about that. I do my proposal, they count me down 30 seconds, 20 seconds, go through the whole thing. And this is how you know you did well. Anytime a 21-year-old is with you and you don't, well, you're going to get ripped on, right? For weeks. He looked at me and said, Dad, I got to give it to you. You really pulled that off. It was amazing. And there was people filming. That the studio was electric. My phone is in my back pocket. It's buzzing off the hook. People were seeing it. So it was quite an experience, right? It was I don't know, like to think about proposing to someone live on Good Morning America. It took me a little while to gather my thoughts, how I wanted to go. But when that camera went on, I nailed it, and it felt pretty good. And it was, Brandy still to this day is in shock, right? We're married now. But I'll tell you, all day long, she couldn't believe it. She just kept talking. I don't know how you kept that from me. I said, well, I didn't tell anybody, for starters, right? I only told Tyler. And Tyler came with me when we did the ring. So he was the only one that saw me pick out the ring. The whole event was pretty cool. It was a great weekend. And that's something about New York I really missed, this whole pandemic, it being shut down. We actually went December 6th. The night of the 5th was the lighting of the tree at Rockefeller Center. And it was just amazing. It was just a wonderful, wonderful weekend. There was so many people. Everyone was in the holiday spirit. So it's something that, me, Brandy, and Tyler together will never, ever forget. We had a room looking down at Times Square at the W, right? Beautiful. So it was pretty cool. It all started with a little simple trip, right? 3-4 years prior to that in Manhattan, just to stroll around. So when the opportunity knocks, someone knocks in that door, open it. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, well, it's so awesome. I mean, I love when you tell a story because it is the coolest thing. But it goes back to what you said. A lot of people are always saying, nothing good ever happens, or I'm waiting for an opportunity. They're waiting. But like you said, you didn't have to answer that phone. You didn't have to work on the thing at 3 o'clock in the morning. You have to make sure that you capitalize when the opportunity is there. And some people, they have these barriers and they just won't do it. Like you said, you have to make sure you're ready for the opportunity and take advantage of it.
No, absolutely. And I think about this, the Shark Tank experience where you see me now in my background photo, right? Season 12. I met Judy probably a couple of years before. She had a great product, Super Potty Trainer, really different, really unique, not the standard traditional potty training device, right? This is a device that sits on the actual toilet seat. So as I say on Shark Tank, you go like a pro. And it truly does. It teaches your kids right away how to be trained, potty trained the right way. And it's the first time you put them on the seat, it adjusts. So it's instant. It's like, you pay $20 for a product that you save hundreds of dollars in diapers. And it's a great story. Judy's got a great story, how she developed it, how she came about with her own daughter needing it. And it truly is a medical device because it does help constipation and takes the fear away from potty training. So I was at Walmart at Bentonville proposing this along with some other products. And it was one of those things where the buyer said, I can probably get it as seen on TV. That's not really the best place for it, but it'll get you into Walmart. But you got 2 weeks. The windows are closing. And I literally had 2 weeks. So we had a mold that was done and no product. I needed to produce a label. I needed to produce graphics. I had to get resin in. We had to set up all the Walmart fulfillment. We had to get a box done. So and have all of the shipping requirements met all within 2 weeks. And it's kind of it's a story I'll never forget because my mother was ailing at the time and she actually passed away during that 2 weeks that I had to get product into Walmart. And you don't have an option. If you're going to go, you got to go, and I'm thinking people are like telling me it takes 6 to 8 weeks for a box. I had to get the little silicone pads. It's 6 weeks. I said, listen, we have to find a way to get this shipped in 2 weeks. Even the silicone pads, we couldn't wait. So we got strips, we built a tool, and we hand cut each one for these orders to make sure that we didn't miss the window. And that's part of the process that, talk about the full Shark Tank experience. That's just the beginning of getting into Walmart, which landed me some sales that ultimately got me on the Shark Tank, right? Great product. Me and Judy doing all of this in a pandemic through Zoom. I mean, literally couldn't pitch together until the day of Shark Tank. All of this was done through Zoom. Think about that, Carmine. Wow. Nothing was live until the day of. And we had, part of our pitch was to be in sync on certain things. And Zoom always has a little bit of a delay. So this is all like literally going down, doing it live together for the first time. So I'm going to talk about all that stuff at the hardware show. But again, an opportunity rose. I think my process is so robust that to get something out in 2 weeks, everyone has to come together. But if I had product abroad or suppliers in LA, it just wouldn't have worked. So my model of having it local, nearby, doing all of it under one roof and fulfilling it under the same roof is the answer. So you do a lot of that business. So when I look at 2 different Shark Tank opportunities, there's still something in common. There was that being ready, not saying I can't do it, finding a way to do it, and then going to make it happen.
Huge, unbelievable. And I love what you're talking about because the more people, the more consultants, the more vendors you put into that timeline, the more of a chance of someone, I don't want to say the bad word, screwing up, or there's a delay with that shipping, or that truck's tire broke down, or whatever it is. But having everything condensed into a local area, I mean, I know you've probably jumped in a car and went and picked things up if you had to.
Absolutely, and I'm telling you, this is a true story. We had people delivering to the plant multiple times a day to feed the line because we have a mold where we're molding the actual product, and then the value add I do at the press. So I've eliminated all the additional labor, all the additional shipping and logistics, all the freight costs, all the warehouse fees, all the fulfillment fees are gone. It's going from molding. Now the pads are being put on, the labels being put on, and it's going in a box. So that logistics nightmare, the shipping nightmare, the freighting nightmare, all the talk about the additional cost you hear, especially now, it's gone. I have people delivering, like the packaging folks, delivering twice a day to keep feeding the lines. We had Tyler my son literally hand cutting the pads, feeding the line. So as we were molding, that line just continued to run, and we kept feeding it. There wasn't like pull from inventory, bring some more boxes. They were all being delivered, and we met the demand of what Walmart needed for the DCs. It was in the store on, I think I was in Bentonville on the 17th of February, and we had 2 weeks to get it out. So it had to go to a distribution center. They were actually in the stores by March 5th.
I love it, man. I love it. I remember when you were on Shark Tank, I remember watching on TV, they were asking about the Walmart stuff. And man, you were like, boom, 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 you give them the answers. It's so cool to be able to say, hey, the product's in Walmart. We're looking for some orders, coming up. It's just nice that you set that up. You could have easily said, we can't do it. When you went on to Shark Tank, they would have said, are you in any retail? You would have had to say no. So it
Yeah, right. And I'm not sure I would have got on, honestly.
Yeah.
It's because you need some sales now. In season 12, and not to mention, we were on the finale. So we got a call. You were at my Shark Tank airing party. We got a call right before the airing from Damon John Shark, who we ended up partnering with, who actually said you were handpicked. I mean, think about that for a second. There was over 120,000 applicants. We had about 80, and our group was like 50. So 80, and there's only been 12 groups to close Shark Tank in the history of Shark Tank, and we were one of them.
Yeah.
So the colors, the king, queen outfits, that's all part of the entertainment. But in reality, you got to talk through some things that get hard sometimes. We had some hard questions and some hard conversations, knowing that we went in asking for a high valuation. But right after it aired, you saw the orders. It absolutely blew up. So what we pitched and what we talked about and said and believed in became reality as soon as you walked out of the tank.
Yeah, that's so cool.
So we're going to talk about all this stuff. We're going to talk about it at the UIA hardware show. We got Made in America, the full Shark Tank experience, pitch panels. It's going to be a lot of fun. October 20th to the 23rd.
Yeah.
Hope to see everybody there.
Yeah. Anybody else out there listening, please stop on by. We're going to be doing a lot of different events through the UIA. Chris and I are planning an event in the future before. We'll get some information about that. I don't want to say anything early because we don't have it all in place yet, but we're going to have some live events that'll be virtual too for some people. So we've got a little really cool stuff happening with that. Man, Chris, we got a lot of stuff that's going to be going on.
It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually putting my presentations together now and getting ready, because this is, even having 30 minutes to talk about like these events, you see how fast it goes by. It's not even enough time. You can talk about it for a day.
Yeah.
So, we're going to have some workshops that'll be live. We'll get into the details and the specifics, which will take us through an entire day. But for now, we'll hit all the highlights and just, close on this note. If somebody gives you an opportunity, take it. I've been doing this my whole career. I came out of corporate America. Any chance of a promotion, I took it, even if I didn't have maybe I wasn't the best candidate. I didn't have the most experience, but I knew how to deliver. Being the youngest executive in BMW history to run a $180 million plant doesn't happen by luck. It happens by doing homework, doing your work, making sure you're successful. So opportunities knock, take advantage of them.
Yeah, 100%, man. You are perfect example of that. And you know what, guys, any listeners out there, you're not sure of something, get in touch with Chris. I guarantee he'll have an answer for you. It's awesome that he's been able to achieve this success, but he's achieved it through hard work. It's no sitting back and just taking phone calls. He's really done it hands-on himself, which is very, very impressive. So this is our second season of Made in America. We want to thank all of our listeners out there. Please go on out to Google Play, iTunes, also YouTube, the Launch Network. Chris also have his own YouTube channel. Go on out there. Make sure you like, subscribe, and join on not only our mailing list, but also the podcast and YouTube. We could really, really appreciate it. And we will catch you next time on Made in America, Mr. Christopher Guerrera. You all take care.